Good morning. I'm Ricky Smith Jr.
And I'm DeMundre Griffin Jr.
And this is CHS Media,
your gateway to what's happening now.
Good morning, A plus F55 family. We are keeping the REAL on Tiger Hill, relationship, expectations, accountability, and leadership.
Today is February 19, 2026. Each CHS student is challenged daily to make positive choices, think analytically, to motivate self and others while preparing to be college and career ready with at least 12 dual credit hours.
The growth mindset word of the month is mobile mentality. Mobile mentality is a mindset made by the famous Kobe Bryant. It's all about the relentless focus, discipline, and the pursuit of excellence, no matter what. Someone with mobile mentality doesn't quit when things get hard. They adjust, learn, and outwork everyone else.
AWS Information Infrastructure Apprenticeship. The AWS High School Information Infrastructure Pre-Apprenticeship meets for 8 weeks to prepare for careers that power and operate the infrastructure of our information economy. This training involves the working with the actual tools and materials used on the job. The program begins on March 16th and ends May 15th. Classes will take place at Holmes Community College in Ridgeland, Mississippi. Scan the QR code for more information.
There's a career fair running along with ACT testing on February 24th from 9 a.m. until noon. The Ole Miss Campus Tour has been rescheduled for April 7th. The departure time from the school will be 7:30 and lunch will be provided for you. Please contact Ms. Love, Tiffany Love at CanSchools.net for more information. Good work during district playoffs, Tigers.
Seniors, if you would like to apply for the 100 Black Men Scholarship, the deadline is April 17, 2026 at 5 p.m. Further information can be gathered from your counselors or at the front desk. Mock testing will begin on March 2nd and continue through March 6th. Dates will be posted throughout the school as we get closer to testing time. ACT state testing will be held here at Canton High School on February 24th. An ACT 20 Plus Club will be established based on the scores from this test. In order to qualify, you must have a 20 or higher as your super score. Give it your all.
There will be a teacher versus student basketball game during the last block of the day Thursday. Tickets are $3 and concession will be sold. It's Black History Month. Mark your calendars for the Black History program on February 25th at 5:30. We will have a very special guest closing out the program this year. You don't want to miss it. Practice will be held on February 13th and 18th during the first block. If there are any changes, you will be noticed as soon as possible.
Let's view today's video about Georgia State University and Ralph Bunche.
Confederate soldiers and generals every single year, but then we get to Black History Month and you hear about Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, and Martin Luther King every single year for 12 years, as if they were the only three, Black heroes of the country.
That was a remarkable college student, Taylor Turnage, who took part in what was a really eye-opening conversation for me back in October of 2021 in Jackson, Mississippi, part of our Velshi Across America series. Taylor's point was well made. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, and Rosa Parks are icons, but there are so many more Black heroes to discuss. And to that end, we want to take time this Black History Month to introduce some of them to you. Today, I want to tell you about Ralph Bunche, who was born in 1904 in Detroit to a father who was a barber, a mother who was an amateur musician. When he was a young man, his parents died, so he and his sisters relocated to Los Angeles with their grandmother, who had been born into slavery. Bunche worked odd jobs to help with family finances, but his brilliance was evident early on. He attended UCLA on a basketball scholarship. He worked as a janitor. He was a valedictorian of his college class, majoring in international relations. Bunche remained in academia, conducted research in decolonization, and earned a PhD in political science. He chaired the political science department at Howard University. During World War II, he worked in wartime intelligence, first at the OSS, then at the U.S. State Department. After the war, Bunche played an integral role in forming the United Nations. The United Nations would become Bunche's home for 25 years. He worked closely with First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt toward the passage of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In 1947, he became involved in mediating the escalating conflict between Arabs and Jews in what was then Palestine, because despite some of what you might hear these days, there was actually a place officially named Palestine until 1948. He was appointed to be chief aide to the lead negotiator. However, in the midst of the negotiations, the lead negotiator was assassinated by terrorists in Jerusalem. Bunch then became the acting lead negotiator, and he worked tirelessly for 11 months. He brokered the armistice agreements between the new nation of Israel and its four neighbors, Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, and Syria, to end the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. Renowned for his friendly negotiating style, Bunch nailed down much of the agreement while playing billiards with Arab and Israeli representatives. For his feat, in 1950, he became the first black person and the first person of color to win the Nobel Peace Prize. Here's video of him accepting the award. He was admired for his unwavering commitment to peace as the only option. In fact, he once said, the best negotiators should be, quote, biased against war and for peace. They should have a bias which would lead them to believe in the essential goodness of their fellow man and that no problem of human relations is insoluble. They should be biased against suspicion, intolerance, hate, religious, and racial bigotry. Despite his declining health in the 1960s, Bunch marched with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. You can see him here in these pictures. In fact, he's the one wearing the glasses here. You can see him attending the March on Washington right there, right next to Martin Luther King, where Dr. King gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. Bunch worked for the United Nations in a number of roles, most notably as the Undersecretary General, but his health issues forced him to resign. He died in 1971 at the age of 67. The peace he worked hard to achieve was always uneasy, and in today's climate, Bunch's achievement is even more impressive. The message he gave in his Nobel lecture after receiving the Peace Prize is as salient now as it was then. There are some in the world who are prematurely resigned to the inevitability of war. Among them are the advocates of the so-called preventive war, who in their resignation to war wish merely to select their own time for initiating it. To suggest that war can prevent war is a base play on words and a despicable form of warmongering. The objective of any who sincerely believe in peace clearly must be to exhaust every honorable recourse in the effort to save the peace. The world has had ample evidence that war begets only conditions which beget further war.
And we fake laugh all the time, and I was like,
All right, it's time.
Birthday time.
Put your hands together for birthday time. Happy birthday to all of those who were born on today, the 19th. DeMarcus Green, Jaqueline Johnson, Jaqueline Jones.
Since we're celebrating, we want to shout out the Teacher of the Month, Mr. Robinson, Staff Member of the Month, Mr. Roberts, and Student of the Month, Sherwin Nicholson, and our very own anchor, Joey Prayer. Congratulations to you all.
Now we have final words from Principal Johnson.
Good morning / good afternoon, Canton High School. So just a few announcements as we go ahead and begin our awesome day. So for this week will be considered Random Acts of Kindness Week. So I'm expecting you guys to actually participate. Do something nice for someone else, please. There will be different things that I have planned, so your teachers will be giving you that information. But again, it's called Random Acts of Kindness Week. So some additional things that's going on, as I stated before, and I'll continue to state, in regards to testing, we do know that 9 weeks testing will begin on the 20th. 9 weeks testing will begin on the 20th with blocks 5th through 8th. backing up. So we are preparing ourselves also for a basketball game. This will be a fundraiser. So Mrs. Banks will be around to give information about that. We will be having ACT boot camps this week as well. So with the ACT boot camps, I'm focusing on my senior retesters. Those of you guys who are needing that score so that you can be prepared to graduate. So we will have that on the 18th. And Mr. Henson, he will be working with you guys, and it will be held in the library. So I will get those names out as far as who will be participating, but just know we're doing an ACT boot camp then. Also, just going into the next week, that following week again will be the week of the 23rd. This will be our first through fourth 9 weeks testing, followed by, of course, the 24th, we're going into the career fair and the Black History program, which will be on the 25th. And on the 26th will be reality fair. So, like I said before, we have a lot of things that's going on, but I need you guys to make sure that you're in tune with what we have going on so that you will not walk around here and say, well, I didn't know. Okay, so we're giving you all the information. And I continue to talk about the financial aid. I need you guys to make sure, my seniors, I need you to make sure that you are doing your part with applying for financial aid. Do not wait until the last minute because that money will go. We are putting out many things as far as scholarship information. So it's going to be up to you to go ahead and apply. Just because it says write an essay, just write. You see the prompt, whatever the prompt is, write. It's easy. So don't let that money disappear because I promise you someone will claim it. All right. So with that being said, as I always say, and will continue to say, I don't want to see the phones. Don't want to see the headphones. Don't want to see the AirPods. Keep those things away. All right. As always, we are keeping it real here on Tiger Hill 755. Have a great one.
Thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Here's a few pictures from those of you who submitted photos for the Stanley Craze. Thank you for your participation.
We love highlighting what our Tigers are accomplishing both inside and outside the classroom. Today we're spotlighting one of those go-getters who took an idea and made it into reality. Let's check it out.
Good morning. My name is Gabrielle Pierce. I have a treat business I started when I was 16 years old. It's called Gabbalicious Treats on Instagram and Facebook. My business name is Gabbalicious Treats on both. My most sold product are spicy bowls and chocolate covered strawberries. I made over like $3,000 in my first year, and it just goes up as I do it. I do personal orders. I do party favors, party orders, whatever that you would like. Get at me. Thank y'all.
This brings us to the end of our show, and we hope you have enjoyed and paid close attention to everything mentioned. And as always, we are keeping it real on Tiger Hill 755. Have a great one.